Qatar tourism, part 2. Let's look at the second part of the Qatar tourism. Now, we need to look at the changes and opportunities in the market. So, if you look at the hospitality sectors 2020 and 2021, let's relatively compare in the current context. Now, 2020 started with an optimistic outlook with an increase of 30% year on year in the volume of visitors during the first 2 months of the year compared to 2019. I always say real estate, you'll never, die. You will only fall sick at times. That's what exactly happened. So if you look at the big picture, due to the onset of COVID-19 pandemic in March, restrictions were imposed on social mobility and visitors' arrival. Hotel quarantine was made mandatory for arrivals from countries that were not on the low-risk list. Now, by end of December 2020, at least 28 hospitality properties were being utilized as quarantine centers. Qatar experienced a drop of nearly 73% year-on-year international visitors, understandably so, from 2.1 million in 2019 to 0.58 million in 2020. World over, the same scene. Hotel occupancy rate reduced to 45% in April 2020. However, after June, it started to recover, peaking at 59% in December last year. Now, Qatar had the 6th highest occupancy worldwide in 2020. That's a very interesting statement, reflecting the resilience and the hospitality sector of Qatar. QNTC has done a good job. Now, if you look at the average daily rate, what you call it as ADR, dropped Qatar Riyal 287 in April 2020, recovering from May 2020 onwards to 381 by December 2020. That's also recovering. Now, if you look at hotel accommodation, what has happened in the recent time is interesting. The hotel accommodation supply in Qatar grew 7% between first half of 2020 and first half of 2021. The increase was primarily driven by additional hotel apartments and 5-star hotel keys in operations across the country. The total number of keys at the end of the second quarter 2021 amounted to 29.7 thousand keys. So it's a very important point. Total number of keys at the end of the second quarter, if you look at 2021, 29.7 thousand. So much rooms are available compared to 27.8 thousand at the same time last year. So things are improving. The constructions are happening. The occupancies are improving in the recent past. The occupancy rates, let's look at the occupancy rate. The occupancy rate averaged 60% across the first half of 2021 compared to 55% across the first half of 2020. So 60% compared to last year, 55%. If you look at 16% of the increase in average room rate to 438 and a 24% increase in revenue per available room, that is equally important. Not only occupancy, revenues are equally important in room dining plus other utilization of the hotel infrastructure. That has moved to 266, that is 24% higher than the previous year. So things are in a measured form is going. International visitation decreased by 82% in the first half of 2021 as compared to the first half of 2020. Now this decline, we all know, largely due to the very strong visitors arrival figures in the last year. If you look at January and February 2020, just prior to the border closure in March 2020. So all of a sudden the COVID came. But January and February was an extraordinary month for last year. When it comes to visitors arrival, total visitors arrival were down 82% at the end of first of 2021 in comparison to 2020 first half. The significant drop comes as a result of the very strong arrivals again, January and February 2020, just before the closure in March 2020 in response to global COVID-19 pandemic. So these are abnormal situations. But once the restoration of normalcy comes in, then you will see all this hard work done and work in progress getting done will all be ready. Then you will see a sudden surge in the occupancy and the overall efficiency of the tourism industry to support them. Among the Qatar's top 15 visitors nationalities, only nationals from Saudi Arabia and UAE have increased half 2020 and half 2021 due to the easing of travel restrictions for GCC citizens in January 2021. These are very important statistics. Let me also explain to you what are India, for example, major visitors number, highest of the numbers, but it has dropped by 56%. They're all waiting in the wings to come to Qatar. Tourism is very important for Qatar and Indian visitors are used to it. Saudi Arabia, it has come down. It has increased now, for example, as an exception, as I mentioned earlier, by 9%. Now Oman decreased by 58%. Kuwait has decreased by 8%. Now if you look at Turkey, that has come down by nearly 4%. Now Pakistan has come down by 8%. UAE has increased by 100% compared to last year. So if you look at the Bahrain, decreased by 52%. UK decreased by 94%. Lebanon, nearly 81%. You know the current crisis in the market there. The Philippines, 82% down. Italy, down by nearly 95%. Now USA, for example, it has come down by nearly same 95%. Now if you look at France, for example, that has also come down significantly. Nearly 90% of the visitors are down. They all used to visit the museum. The European community is used to the National Museum. When it was inaugurated that year, we have seen the surge. Now it is down. Spain, for example, is down by 87%. It's not a surprise because of the COVID. Once the normalcy gets restored, we are all now in the new normal period. Still, vaccine administration, Qatar has excelled in total terms, like Singapore. But the overall big picture is that still down compared to the previous year. Let's also review the notable hotel projects in pipeline. Notable hospitality projects in pipeline, if you look at it, Zulal Wellness Resort, Fairmont and Raffles Hotel, the Plaza Doha, Waldorf Astoria, JW Marriott Hotel, Majlis Grand Mercure and apartment, I should say, hotel and apartment, Dream Doha, South and North Direction hotels, I can recall, Rosewood Doha Hotel and Hilton Garden Inn. Now these are also opportunities we have to. There are many other projects happening. Al-Bob Energy City is building. Again, we have we have enough hotels are on the pipeline. By all means, in my opinion, by February, March, it will all be completed. We'll have the keys ready for the hotel, and there are multi-purpose construction also happening. Hotel, residential, and the shopping malls are also coming, like Al-Bob. So we have plenty of reasons to believe the market is getting ready, and we are all going to see the witness in surge. That's my opinion. I'm looking back in the last 20 years. Ups and downs were very common. We had the market diminution, in the valuation, in the occupancy when the global financial crisis came. Then everything started coming back in track. Now with the Qatar's grand plan on 2022, thereafter sports tourism and the targeting over 5.5 to 6 million tourists. In spite of COVID, Qatar Airways was rated as the best performing airline in the world. And that speaks for its volumes, what is likely to come in terms of tourism. So we have plenty of reasons to believe this sector will have a definite surge, and let me repeat the word, real estate falls sick, never die. I am sure it will recover faster from sickness and it will go in top gear in the coming days.